Welcome back to the workshop. Simple mission for today. Sort this out. Cold weather a couple of weeks ago. Pulled the hood down. Crack. Gone. So plan is to take the hood off my scrapper, swap it over for this one rather than trying to muck around with the strangely zipped back windows, which are apparently a nightmare. Previous episode I worked out that actually it's pretty simple to get the hood off the scrapper. I'm hoping the same is true on this one. Going to finish pulling the bolts off there, give it a clean up, see if we can pull this one off, swap them over. That's the plan. At the end of the last video I realised actually just how easy it is to get this roof out. It's just a bunch of bolts around the back once you take the carpet up. A couple of fairly hidden nuts down here that you can just about get to with an extension. And very little sealant. You can see there's just a single bead of sealant around here, pretty dirty. We'll need a good clean up before the new stuff goes on. But yeah, a single bead of sealant around there, so I'll just get at that with a plastic scraper and give that all a good clean before it goes onto the other car. So finish getting this one off first, give it a clean up, and then see if I can get the other one off as well. 5 minutes of spannering and that's out. The one I forgot was the 13mm. It goes in there. So well, 13mm head. It's I guess that makes it an M8, doesn't it? It goes in there that I forgot about. But other than that, pretty straightforward. Just screws around the outside. There's one under a plastic cover here, and you need to pop the plastic cover off to get the socket in. So now we've got this piece of foam. I'm hoping that stays on the other side, so we don't have to change that. We can just keep on the other side. This piece of plastic, I'm just going to clean up with a plastic scraper, and then yeah, get it shifted over. I'll try and leave the existing dampers, not dampers, what they call gas struts in, because they should just slot on. It's just a push fit, it looks like. So yeah, hoping it's quite straightforward. Ha. Giving this plastic a quick clean up. I've deliberately left some residue here, so I've got a guide of where to put a bead. I'm only going to put a very small bead of sealant. There's actually two things on here. Once you clean it up, you can see. One is a layer of sort of adhesive foam tape, slightly lower, and the other one is a bead of sort of, it's almost like sort of heavy blue tack type stuff, slightly above. I don't really want to put too much sealant off because obviously this hood's going to come out again when that becomes a hard top. So just a little bead of sealant just to get me through this winter, and then with a bit of luck, May next year we'll be starting to strip that one down for its new body. We shall see. Maybe a little bit longer than that. So in here, you can see we've got these little plastic clips that need to come off, and underneath those are the bolts. So those come off, carpet comes out, bolts come out. Yet another reason to have a set of these tools, by the way. Incredibly, incredibly useful. It's not going to come now, is it? Pop. There we go. Little tip if you're doing this, by the way, these bits of foam trim, there's that one on this side, that one on the other side, certainly this one, much easier to get out once you've taken off the 13mm bolt that's under here. Take that out and then just sort of gently squidge the foam in, and it sort of pops up and you can pull it out, and then you can get to the last bolts that are in there. Without pulling those out, you can't get a socket on very easily. Another little tip for anyone else attempting this: make sure those are the last nuts you undo, the last things you undo. You need to get all of the bolts out of the perimeter before you do those two. Otherwise the hinges drop back and you can't get a socket on the last two tucked away little bolts here. So I've just had to put this back on with those, come back in, pull that last one, and then I've literally just got that nut to pull out now, and the whole thing should come away. As you can probably tell from the sweat on my face, this is not entirely going to plan. This being an older car, I thought the sealant would probably be in roughly the same condition as the 99 that the hood's coming off. Nah, the sealant on this one is immaculate and it doesn't want to move. So even though all the bolts are out, trying to actually get the roof out is proving a massive pain in the arse. Kind of predictable, I guess. This is a very low mileage car that's been very well looked after. And so, yeah, kind of understandable that the sealant's in much better shape. Still, I'm getting there, slowly, but it's a lot of effort. And it's out. Just after I shot that, I think that was probably just the brake I needed. I went back with a bit more vigour and it came out without damaging anything, which is great. You can see just how sticky the sealant strip still is on this one, much more so than on the other car. Yeah, kind of understandably, I guess. It makes sense that it's there. I'm actually thinking I won't remove all that. I think it'd be kind of a waste, since this is only going back relatively short term. What I might do is just sort of top it off with a bead of silicone. It looks like there's been some silicone on here already. Just top it off with a bead of silicone to reseal it. And yeah, get the other hood back in, or get the other hood in. It's in, mostly. Still a few bolts to do up, a little bit of tweaking, some trim to go on, but it's in there. How many days it takes my back to recover is a different question. This is not the most comfortable job, and it's a bit sweaty in there as well. Just to give you that pleasant mental image. So yeah, I'm going to have to give the seats a clean again, because my filthy hands have made a right mess of them, even though I do keep cleaning them to try and not get it too bad, and put a plastic bag down when I'm kneeling on there. So I'll give the seats a going over again. But we have a working roof, which is a start. I know you all know this, but the blue roll in the socket trick to hold bolts for awkward positions is unbelievably useful. There we go, it's on, it fits, it closes. It's got a back window. Needs a good clean. Is it perfect? No, but as I say, this car is going to be getting a hardtop, and not just a Z3 hardtop, a full GT body at some point next year with a bit of luck. Money, time and everything else permitting. But that'll do for now. Thanks for watching. No EV stuff in this one, but I hope you found it useful if you're a Z3 owner and maybe needed to change the hood. It's a pig of a job. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I've done it on my own. I got most of the hood off in the last step video, but that only took about 20 minutes of the old hood. And taking this one off probably took me, well, I got here about 10 o'clock this morning and it's now 1:30. So is that 3.5 hours all in to get them swapped over? Not too bad at all. If you were better at this stuff than me, you could almost certainly do it faster. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Bye bye.